The Green Directorate program is our process to involve all of the civilians, all of the workforce at Fort Bragg, North Carolina.
The Green Directorate program is not a cookie cutter program. It provides some guidelines, but an organization can take it and create it into their own program.
I guess the important thing is that when you start up a Green Directorate program or a Green Unit program, is it's buy-in from the lowest level. The actual workers that are out there are the ones that got together and decided, hey, we can do this and this is how we're going to tackle this. And because of that, it started a grassroots movement.
And so it provides a means to connect building occupants to those actions that do have a huge impact on the installation.
It doesn't matter how much you do, as long as everybody does something, you make a positive difference at the end of the day. So if you can get all of the garrison, all the workers moving in that direction, you can make a positive difference. Today's soldiers are a lot different than they were 20 years ago. They are, by nature, a lot greener, a lot more attuned to environmental issues. They grew up with recycling, with conservation as more of an ethos. So soldiers today are a lot more attuned and they're a lot easier to get involved in this.
The Green Directorate program, it is very doable. I don't want to say it's going to be easy breezy by any means, because it does require doing things a little differently, and when you do things a little differently, it requires a little bit of work.
My role with the Green Directorate program is to come as an energy auditor. So what happens is a directorate decides that they want to pursue the Green Directorate. They have to go through an energy audit where we walk through the facilities and we identify areas that they can pursue on the checklist to reduce their energy intensity.
To do the Green Directorate program didn't really entail any kind of hard changes. It was just changing our habits the way we know them now.
Well, we set up recycling centers all the way across the DOL. Even though the headquarters of DOL is the only portion of the DOL that's actually certified, we are making great efforts right now to make the Material Maintenance Division, which is right now is the largest recycler on Fort Bragg. We're trying to work to get them certified. And not only that, but we have sent all of our credit card holders to the Green Procurement Training. That way they know when they buy anything from SSC or any of their outsources, they know that they have to buy green certified products.
We try to purchase 100% green through the self-service supply center. We've started a recycling program, which we're doing very well with, and I think the whole directorate's doing that now. We've added timers to the lighting systems inside to where when they're not needed, they're off. We've actually come up with a way and a plan, we haven't completed yet, to turn off all the lights at night to conserve.
We put these stands in all of our guest rooms, which is our Green Lodging Program information, and it tells the customer how to save energy, not only while residing at lodging, but also how to turn off their electrical devices when they leave the room, turn off the lights in their rooms, turn off their TVs, reset their air conditioning, either to certain thermostats, and we have it listed on here in order to make sure that we get the best energy savings out of our air conditioning and heating systems. We ask that they also take advantage of the shuttle that comes to the lodge to be able to go to the north or the south side of Post, or that they walk down to the mini mall instead of using their POVs. And in addition to that, we have a recycling program for cans and plastic bottles that has become so active we had to build a storage unit in order to store those bags and keep them hidden until we made our trips over to the recycling plant to turn them in. So those are some of the actions that we've taken.
We posted conservation signs to call attention to people to make sure you're turning things off as you're leaving the room. Water, same thing. In each of the latrines and in the kitchenettes, we have signs that reminding people at all times to conserve water.
We have recycling stations set up outside of common areas where they would throw out their bottles or waste, and they take off the tops and they put them in the drop-offs. So it's not really hard.
I had everybody in the deal sign the personal pledge saying that they not only will participate in the Green Directorate program here on Fort Bragg, but they're also going to try to take extra initiatives at their house to try to do recycling programs at their house.
You know, we have almost 100 people, and just think how many of those we're affecting to start doing this at home. You know, some of our folks even bring their recycling in from home into the gyms, you know, and put it into the stockpile.
The filter program, again, was an initiative that we found in the Green Directorate certification program that I never thought of. When we pulled the filters out, it scared me. Because I pulled the first one out of my office and I said, Lord, I breathe this stuff, so it's nice to do it.
HVAC is the largest consumer of energy on Fort Bragg, and in order to cut down on costs, changing the filter is one of the easiest things that someone can do.
We get a lot of furniture stuff that comes in. We get a lot of metal, scrap metal. We get a lot of stuff that we actually pull aside for reusable. We get concrete in, tree debris, and in order to save space in our landfill, because we've only got, you know, so much area to work out of, that we are crushing concrete, we're grinding trees up, making a reusable product with the mulch, which units and various organizations on Fort Bragg have used a lot of. If you're coming out here with materials to get rid of, source, separate your stuff. It'll make life a lot easier on you, and it'll make life a lot easier on us.
It's not hard to accomplish if you follow the checklist and educate your people, which doesn't take much at all.
It's certainly worth the trouble, and I would highly recommend anybody do it. Again, we are the ones, whether we are a garrison organization in support of the soldiers or the soldiers that are being supported by the garrison, it's contingent upon us to try to save our resources in terms of energy and water and recycling, those types of things. So, you know, it's the perfect example to set for the rest of the nation, in my opinion.
I think that once people understand that it doesn't take a whole lot, and that you can really do this by doing a lot of little things, the light bulb comes on and they kind of want to embrace it.
Looking at the application and the requirements, we began to quickly see that most of the requirements, and there were options for each requirement, but most of the requirements were easily met.
The other thing is to identify those folks that are really go-getters and reward them and get them notoriety, because that spurs on other people who want to see the same thing. And if you can get enough people that are willing participants, it kind of picks up a speed of its own and just moves out.
For the green initiatives that we're helping to push here on Fort Bragg, it's so important for us to remind soldiers that this is a way to give back in a way that benefits them.
A journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step.